Hey guys, welcome to today's Roblox tutorial. Today I'm going to teach you how to create an accessory without using a 3D modeling tool like Blender. Instead, we're going to create everything inside Roblox Studio. So first off, what is an accessory? Well, an accessory is a little 3D part that sticks out from your character, such as a hat or a backpack, or really anything else you can imagine. So today we're going to be creating that without you having to learn the complexities of 3D modeling. So first off, we're going to generate an avatar, and the reason for this is we want our character to spawn with the accessory. Now it may be different in your game. I'm assuming you're creating this for a game, which may not be true for everybody, but in your game you may have a different spawning system, and in that case you can just skip this step. But I would recommend you do this on a fresh base plate so you don't have any distractions while you're creating the accessories. And then later on you can copy those accessories to your games and other experiences. So first off, we're going to go up here to the rig builder and click that. And here's where you can pick either R15 or R6. I'm going to pick R15 because that's the type my character uses, bacon. So now you can click one of these avatars. It really doesn't matter which one you do. I'm just going to click my avatar, and you can see I've uploaded this guy in the game. Alright, and we'll use the select tool to drag my character down here. And so what we're going to do is, you can see I have these little green dots set up. And don't worry, if you don't see them, you're not doing anything wrong. That's because I pre-enabled them. Now go to the modeling tab and go to this section, constraints, over here, where you can see this thing called constraint details. And that will normally be turned off, but you can see if you toggle it, these green dots, which are called attachments, appear. Now, how attachments work is that different attachments attach different parts to different parts of the accessory to your character. So say you might be a little bit confused by that, but I'll explain what I mean as we go. So say we enter a new part, and let's say we're making a backpack. And so what you would do is you have your accessory. Now of course it's not going to be a little block, and basically this part will go in the center to your attachment that you want to attach it to. And since this is a backpack, we'll be using the back attachment, so it'll go right there. And yeah, you have a tiny little backpack. Now say you don't want it to be in the center of that attachment. Say you have a model that like a sword, something like this, that you want to be rotated across your back, like you holster it. So in that case you would create a second part, your sword, and put it across your back like this. And this attachment, it got a little bit off center. This attachment, you can name it handle, just like a tool. And then what the handle will do is you can weld your handle to your sword. And that way, when you spawn in, you can make the handle invisible and can collide off. So that way you can only see the sword. The handle is just there for placement reasons. And so enough of me explain. Let's actually get to it. So first, you have to obviously design what you're doing. So I assume you've got this in place already, but I'm just going to go ahead and do a little speed build of making a hat. Alright, so as you can see, I've got my hat here, very basic, and now what we're going to do is we're going to make the handle part you saw earlier. So first, let's make a new part. We'll make it a 2x2 cube. Now, you don't have to do this, but I like to make my parts size similarly to the attachment, or the accessory, sorry, that you're going to attach them to. So now you have your part. I made mine a 1x1 cube, and now what you're going to want to do is you'll have to pick a side. Now if you create an accessory here, you can see there's actually a variable here that says accessory type, and right now it says unknown. Now what you can do is that there's all these different accessories, and most of them you probably won't need, but all of these correspond to attachments on the character. So say you want to create a hat attachment, that would correspond to this attachment up here. Say you want to create a face attachment, that would be that attachment right there, and so on and so on. And of course, since we're bypassing the 3D modeling thing, you kind of have to guess where it is, because I don't think this method is supported by Roblox officially, so it's a little bit fancy, but we'll get through it eventually. So now you have your part right here. Let's rename it handle, and we're going to add something. Click the plus button, and we're going to search attachment, and there, we've got a new attachment. Make sure it's in the direct center, don't move it or anything. And now what we're going to do is we're going to see which attachment it corresponds to. So now that you've got your constraint details open, click one of these attachments. Since my accessory, is a hat, we'll be clicking this attachment up here, and we can see that obviously it's called hat attachment. So now you go down here and you click the attachment, and we'll call it hat attachment. Make sure you get it perfectly, because even if one letter is off, the entire thing won't work. And now we're going to group these as an accessory. So add a new accessory into the workspace. We already have one here. We'll call it hat, just to be simple. You can call it whatever you want, really. Drag your handle in, and if you've done this correctly, you can see a touch interest has appeared there. And you may be asking, well, what does that mean? And a touch interest is parented to the handle of an accessory or a tool. And what it does is that's basically where the attachments connect. So in the case of the tool, it would be this right hand attachment would connect to this attachment. They snap together like Legos. So next, what we're going to do, we're going to take these parts, we're going to drag them in, and since this is a really simple format, it's better to union these. So first, we'll just click Union up here, or you can use the keybind Control Shift G, and we'll drag the union over here. And now what you want to do is you want to make sure it's positioned correctly where you want it to be. So I'll show you what I mean by that. So first of all, we've got to get this handle attachment and position it perfectly on top of this hat attachment here. So here, I can copy the world position. Make sure you're not copying the local position, though you're copying the world position down here in world C frame. Click that, click Control C, and then go over here and go to this handle, and you should see C frame position. Now click that and click Control V, and it should automatically go to where you need it to be. And what you need to do now is we need to make this part correspond to this union over here. So now basically you can position your hat or whatever it is into the place where you want it to be. So if you take the hat and let's play it here, about here looks good. So yeah, it's a little bit off center. Let me fix that. There we go. So now you can see I've got this tall hat here. It's very very big, very like Abraham Lincoln-y, I don't know. But now what you want to do here is you want to take the handle and you want to make it transparent and turn can collide off. And the reason for that is that this handle isn't actually their part of the hat or the accessory that we're making. It's just for positioning reasons. Now so yeah, you can see now the hat is here. Alright, so what you want to do next is we want to create a starter character. Now you can do two things. Like I said, if you already have a system for spawning, then you can skip this part. But we're just testing this. So what easier way to do it is go ahead and play the game here, and you can see I have my avatar, and ignore that. Go to workspace and click your player model, click Control C, stop the game, and Control V. Make sure to select the workspace, and yeah, that's your character model with all the scripts and everything. And now what we need to do, you can turn constraint details off. And I recommend you do, because it gets very confusing, very how do you say it, finicky. Now go over here, right click or click return and click rename, and now you can rename. And what we're going to rename this to, make sure you copy the spelling and capitalization exactly. Starter character. Alright, there we go. And now we drag this all the way into starter player. Make sure it's not in starter character scripts or starter player scripts. And now, before we actually put our accessory into the starter character, what we want to do is we want to weld this union, because remember, it isn't anchored, so it'll just fall off our character. the handle will stay on because it's actually welded to the character through Roblox's default character system. Now what you want to do is you want to click the handle, and you want to control click to make sure you've selected both of them. And if you have multiple parts, then you can control click those multiple parts and make sure you've selected all of them. But make sure you've selected the handle first. This is very important. And now click over here to create a weld. Alright, nice. Oh, by the way, if the weld thing isn't showing up, you can go over here and click this button instead. That'll automatically set to the weld. And if you go in our handle here, then you can say, see, we've created 2 weld constraints because I selected it twice. But we have a weld constraint that connects our handle and our union. Alright, finally it's time for testing. Now you can drag this hat into the starter character, and when we click play here, we have a very nice, very cool looking hat. I kind of like that actually. Very elegant. Alright, well, so as I said, you can do this for any accessory. Be it like a waist, or like a face, or shoes, or whatever you need to do. Alright, so thank you guys so much for watching, and please make sure to like and subscribe for more useful and interesting tutorials. Make sure to leave a comment if this helped you, and or if it didn't work, because I'm always happy to help you troubleshoot problems if it didn't work. And good luck on your game. Alright, see you.